Well, on the line now from Moscow is our correspondent there, Nick Holdsworth. Nick, what more can you tell us about this meeting today?
There's long been very strong links between Mali and Russia. Indeed, Abdoulaye Diop, the Malian foreign minister, has said that 80% of the arms and military equipment in his African country are of Russian origin. Lavrov was very careful to, as you've just seen there, to point out that if there's any deal made between Mali and a private military group, in this case it's the Wagner military group, which is run by Yevgeny Prigozhin, who's a close friend of Russian President Vladimir Putin. If a contract is concluded, that's the business of the Malians. Now, the Malians are saying that they don't have any contract. They're not saying they're not planning to, but they're saying at the moment they don't have any contract with this mercenary group, and that they've told the French that. Tomorrow there's going to be a meeting in Paris. Lavrov is going to be there. He's going to reiterate this strong Russian line, saying that the Russians the Russian state has nothing to do with this, and it's up to the Malayans. Now, of course, I mean, this is all fairly fishy in a way, because this Wagner group is known to have operated in Syria, Libya and other conflicts recently. Is known to be closely associated with the Kremlin. There have been reports that up to 1,000 mercenaries are expected to turn up in Mali to help in this counterinsurgency against ISIS and other Islamist extremist groups. Now, if that happens, the French have already said that that's incompatible with their presence, although Lavrov was saying today that it's important to beef up the Malayan military, because the French have been reducing their presence, though of course there are other European and UN troops in Mali fighting against that Islamic insurgency. So it looks like the Russians are going to take a fairly firm line on this, and they have long treated Mali as a client state for weapons and ammunition and all sorts of military hardware.
And as you said, Nick, no confirmation at all that the Wagner Group is involved in Mali following these talks today. But can you give us a bigger sense of exactly what the Wagner Group is and what its relation is to the Russian state?
Well, I mean, the Wagner Group is very careful to cover up its tracks. I mean, just a couple of years ago, there was a Russian documentary team were in Africa on the trail of the Wagner Group, wanting to do a documentary about them. They got seized, they got assassinated, they got shot by the roadside. Whether this group is actually actively working with the Russian state is something which the Kremlin has always denied, but it's strongly suspected that they are, because of their presence, as I've already mentioned, in Syria and other recent conflicts in which Russia has had a hand. And the guy who runs the Wagner Group is a close personal friend of Vladimir Putin. Now, that may not add up to specific state support, but they certainly seem to have protective cover or good friends in the Russian state, supporting them in what they're doing, and they certainly seem to be part of Russia's overall global strategy at the moment to intervene where they can with deniable plausibility.
Nick Holdsworth, for us there in Moscow, thank you very much indeed.